A cold winter wind pushed through the cracked glass of the old warehouse as Liam Keller, a 37-year-old single dad, finished stacking the last shipment of office supplies. His hands were rough, his shirt sleeves rolled from long hours, and his dark hair carried the tired marks of a man, balancing two worlds, fatherhood and survival. The yearly corporate Christmas party was happening that night, and although he wasn't the type who enjoyed crowds, his boss had insisted he come. "You've worked the hardest this year," she had told him earlier. "At least show up for one evening." His boss, Amelia Hart, 41, elegant, strict, always in control, ran the office like a fortress. She was respected but distant, the kind of woman no one dared bother with personal questions. She always dressed sharply, tailored suits, clean heels, hair tied back smoothly. Liam had worked for her 2 years, yet he knew nothing about her life outside the office. By evening, he picked up his 8-year-old daughter, Rose, from his neighbor who babysat her. She handed him a drawing, 2 stick figures, holding hands under a house. "Us," she whispered. Liam kissed her forehead. "I'll be home soon, okay?" "Sleep early," she smiled. "Love you, Dad." He dropped her off again and hurried to the venue. The hall was filled with music, drinks, and glittering decorations. Employees were laughing, dancing, and taking pictures. Liam kept to a quiet corner, sipping soda. His co-workers teased him lightly. "Come on, man, loosen up." But he wasn't there to party. Then he saw Amelia. She was rarely seen without sharp edges, but tonight the edges were softened. She wore a deep burgundy dress, hair open for the first time he'd ever seen, and she looked human, not the intimidating boss. She was talking with clients and staff, smiling more than usual. As the night dragged on, he noticed her drink count rising. 1 glass became 2, then 4. Soon she was leaning against a table, laughing too loudly, completely unlike her. At midnight, most employees left. Liam prepared to go, but a secretary rushed to him. "Amelia, she can't drive. She's refusing the company driver. Can you help?" Liam walked to the corner where she sat alone, her head against the wall, eyes hazy. "Ms. Hart," he said gently. She looked up, blinking. "Keller, you came. You're always so responsible." She tried to stand but stumbled. He held her arm instinctively. "You shouldn't drive. Let me take you home. No drivers, no cars, no staff, no," she mumbled. "I'm not a driver," he said. "I'm just someone making sure you don't get hurt." That line made her finally stop resisting. She nodded faintly. He walked her out, supported her when she swayed, and helped her into his old pickup truck. The heater was weak, so he put his spare jacket around her shoulders. Amelia stared at him strangely as he buckled her seatbelt. "Why are you helping me?" "Because you do the same for anyone in trouble," he said awkwardly. She whispered. "You don't know much about me, Liam." He didn't, but something about her tone felt weighted. The ride to her house took 30 minutes through a silent, foggy night. Inside the truck, she suddenly became quiet, staring out the window, hands trembling lightly. He noticed. "Are you cold?" "No," she murmured. "Just memories." He didn't push. Whatever it was, it looked painful. When they reached her house, a large, modern home that looked too empty, he helped her up the stairs. She fumbled unlocking the door, so he steadied her hands. Inside, the home was spotless but hollow, as if no one lived there emotionally. No family pictures, no signs of warmth. She tried walking but almost fell. He caught her. "Sorry," she whispered. "It's okay," he said. "I'll just get you to the couch." "No," she tugged lightly at his sleeve. "Don't leave me yet." He hesitated. "You need to rest." She looked at him with eyes full of vulnerability he never thought she had. "Just stay a minute." He guided her to her bedroom. The room was elegant but cold. No framed memories, no photos, nothing personal. She sank onto the bed, exhausted. "You're a good man, Liam," she said, voice cracking. "Better than anyone I've known." He shook his head. "I'm just doing what's right." Her eyes glistened with something he couldn't name. Fear? Sadness? "You don't understand," she whispered. "I never let anyone drive me home. Not for years. Not since—" But before she could finish, she fell asleep. He covered her with a blanket and quietly left, closing the door behind him. In the living room, he wrote a note on a sticky pad. "You're safe. I locked the door. Call if you need help." Then he drove home, exhausted. Arriving at 2:40 a.m., Rose was asleep, curled on the couch waiting for him. He carried her gently to her bed and kissed her cheek. "I'm right here," he whispered. The next morning at exactly 7:15 a.m., his phone vibrated. "Unknown number calling," he answered cautiously. "Hello?" "Liam," a soft but steady voice said. "It's Amelia." He stood straighter. "Are you feeling better? I need you to come to my house, please. It's important." Her voice wasn't cold or formal. It was trembling. He arranged for his neighbor to watch Rose and took the truck back to Amelia's place. He expected anger, embarrassment, or professional stiffness. But when she opened the door, she appeared entirely different, no makeup, wearing a long sweater, eyes red as if she had cried. "Come in," she said quietly. He stepped inside. She closed the door, leaned against it for a second, breathing shakily. "I owe you an explanation," she said. "But first, thank you for last night. No one has ever helped me like that." "You don't need to thank me," he said. "Yes, I do," she whispered. "Because I wasn't just drunk. I was scared." He frowned slightly. "Scared of what?" She motioned him to sit. She sat across from him, hands trembling. "5 years ago," she began slowly, "I left a corporate celebration like last night. I had a driver, a trusted employee, someone I thought was a friend." Her voice tightened. "He offered to drive me home. He wasn't drunk. He seemed normal, but somewhere between the hotel and my house, he changed." She paused, eyes wet. "I never made it home. He didn't hurt me physically, but he terrified me. Locked the doors, drove to an empty field, shouted, accused me of ruining his life because I fired someone he liked. He threatened me for hours." Liam's chest tightened. "He finally let me go, but from that night on, I never let anyone drive me again." She wiped her eyes quickly, embarrassed by her own vulnerability. "So when you insisted on helping me last night, my mind fought you. But you were gentle, respectful, you kept a distance. You made me feel safe." Liam swallowed hard. "I'm sorry you went through that." She looked at him, truly looked. "You were the first man I trusted in years." A long silence followed. Then she added, "This morning I found your note. No one has ever left a note for me. It meant more than you think." He nodded, unsure what to say. She stood slowly, walked toward him, and placed something in his hand. An envelope. "I know you didn't help me expecting anything. But I've seen you struggle. The overtime you never complain about. The way you raise your daughter. The sacrifices." He looked at the envelope but didn't open it. "You deserve better," she said softly. "A better position. A better salary. A schedule that lets you be with Rose. I'm promoting you, effective today." His breath caught. "Amelia, you don't have to." "It's not charity," she cut in firmly. "It's recognition. Something you should have had long ago." He set the envelope on the table. "Thank you," he said quietly. She nodded, then took another step closer. "And I wanted to say one more thing." He looked up. "Last night when you covered me with that blanket, no one has touched me with kindness in years. I woke up and realized something." "What?" he asked gently. "That you are the kind of man people rarely meet. The kind who protects without expecting, who helps without judging, who sees someone breaking and doesn't turn away." Her eyes softened, shy yet truthful. "I'm not used to people like you, Liam." He felt warmth rise in his chest. "I'm not special," he murmured. "You are," she whispered. "And I want to know you, beyond work, beyond all this." He hesitated for the first time. "You're my boss. For now," she said, "but not forever. And I'm not asking for anything today. Just let me be part of your world, even if slowly." He thought of Rose, her drawings, her dreams, her innocent smile. "My world includes my daughter," he said softly. "I'd like to meet her someday," she replied, almost timid. "If she'd like me." He took a deep breath. "She will." A small, relieved smile touched her lips, the kind of smile that belonged to a woman who had carried too many lonely years. She stepped back, giving him space. "No pressure. No rush. Just thank you for last night, for today, for being someone I can trust." He nodded. "And thank you for trusting me." They stood quietly for a moment. Two people from different worlds, suddenly not so different after all. As he left her house, Amelia walked him to the door. "Liam?" He turned. "Next time," she said softly, "let me drive you somewhere." He smiled. "Deal." Driving home, he felt something shift inside him. A warmth he hadn't felt in years, something like possibility. Rose was waiting at the window when he pulled up. She ran into his arms. "Dad, how was the party?" He lifted her, smiling brighter than he had in a long time. "Better than I expected." Later that night, his phone buzzed. A message from Amelia. "Thank you again. Sleep well. And tell Rose I hope she's having a magical day." He replied simply, "She is. And so am I." For the first time in years, he felt that life wasn't just something he was surviving, but something that might finally begin to heal. And somewhere across town, Amelia sat in her silent house, holding the note he had left on her table, smiling softly, because last night a single dad had driven his drunk boss home, and this morning she learned what it felt like to trust again.